No, really, tell me more about it.
I've been thinking we should plan that trip soon.
Amaka had always dreamed beyond the crowded streets of Lagos. She was smart, ambitious, and driven by a fire no one in her family fully understood. By day, she worked at a corporate firm on Victoria Island. By night, she scribbled her goals into a worn-out journal, dreams of traveling, of building a life where opportunities weren't scarce. Then came Michael. Michael wasn't like the men she grew up around. He was bold, adventurous, and recently returned from the US after finishing his master's degree. They met at a friend's wedding in Lekki, and from the first dance, Amaka felt something stir in her. He was confident, the type of man who looked you in the eye and made you feel seen. But their worlds couldn't have been more different. Amaka was a Lagos hustler, balancing family expectations and survival in a chaotic city. Michael, on the other hand, was already planning his return to New York, where he worked in tech. What started as weekend outings quickly grew into late-night calls, shared dreams, and whispered promises of forever. Still, the distance was always lurking in the shadows. One rainy Friday evening, while the city traffic roared outside, Michael showed up at her apartment with flowers and a nervous smile. He pulled out a velvet box and asked, "Amaka, will you come with me to New York? Will you build this life with me?" She froze. Yes, she loved him. Yes, she wanted a future beyond Lagos. But leaving meant abandoning her aging parents, her little brother who looked up to her, and the job she had fought so hard to get. Tears welled up as she said yes, but deep inside, she whispered a silent prayer. "God, please let this love survive." The first few months in New York felt like a dream. The bright lights, the subway rides, the skyscrapers, all the things she had once only seen in movies. She and Michael rented a small apartment in Brooklyn, and for a while it felt like they were unstoppable. But reality is never as glossy as the pictures on Instagram. Michael worked long hours in tech, often coming home past midnight. Amaka, unable to land a job immediately, spent her days adjusting to a city that felt too fast, too cold, too lonely. Back in Lagos, she was confident, outspoken. In New York, she felt invisible. Her journals slowly filled with doubts. Was this worth it? Did I trade my life for his dream? The real test came one night when she found messages on Michael's phone, flirty text from a colleague. Her heart dropped. She confronted him, trembling. Michael swore it was nothing. "She's just a coworker. You're the one I love. Don't let New York make you doubt us." But trust, once cracked, is hard to piece back. Weeks turned into months of arguments, silence, and tearful reconciliations. Amaka thought about home more than ever. She missed the noisy Lagos markets, the smell of suya on the streets, the laughter of her family. And yet, each time she considered leaving, she remembered that proposal in Lagos. She remembered the boy who made her feel seen. It all came to a head during a snowy December evening. Amaka had finally landed a part-time job at a boutique, but Michael barely noticed. He came home, dropped his bag, and jumped on a call. She watched him laugh with his coworkers while she sat at the dining table alone, her untouched dinner getting cold. Finally, she snapped. "Michael, when was the last time you looked at me, really looked at me? You brought me here, away from my family, and now I don't even know who we are anymore." The apartment went silent. For the first time, Michael didn't have an answer. That night, Amaka packed a small bag. She didn't leave the city, but she moved into a friend's place in Queens. For 2 weeks, she stayed away, rediscovering herself. She joined a Nigerian community group, reconnected with her passion for writing, and even started blogging about her journey. Her words, raw, honest, and filled with the struggle of balancing love and identity, started gaining traction online. She realized she had a voice again. Meanwhile, Michael spiraled. He showed up at her door one evening, shivering in the cold, his pride stripped away. "Amaka, I was wrong. I thought success was enough. But what's the point if I lose you in the process?" She looked at him, searching for the truth in his eyes. For once, she saw humility. They didn't fix things overnight, but slowly they rebuilt. They started therapy, set boundaries, and made a rule to never let work silence their relationship again. By spring, Amaka's blog had grown into a platform that inspired other immigrants facing the same struggles. Michael supported her fully, sometimes even editing her posts late at night. And though the cracks in their love remained faintly visible like scars after healing, they chose each other again. This time not out of fantasy but out of grit, forgiveness, and growth. Love between two worlds is never easy. Lagos teaches you resilience, New York teaches you speed. Together, they test whether hearts can truly beat in rhythm despite oceans, cultures, and mistakes. For Amaka and Michael, the answer was yes. Not perfect, not fairy tale, but real. Because sometimes, love isn't about escaping your world. It's about finding someone willing to build a new one with you.
Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time of coming across my video, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Bye. See you next in my story.